chains. Ow. Caught up in my, put your head on backwards, then skate off after engaging laughter about what.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. We're on to the divisional round now. 2 steps away from playing on the biggest stage in sports. It's the Bats going up against the Panthers. With that, let's get up to Charlotte, North Carolina, as we bring in our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And we welcome all of our viewers inside a place that the folks around here like to call the Vault. And that's Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, as we've got a great one in store between the Austin Bats and the Carolina Panthers. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he powers his way up past the 30. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Second down and 4. Back to throw. And his throw is incomplete. And here's the offense today that hopes to get off to a strong start. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. And it's possible that today the most important group could be the linebackers.
Yeah, the second level, as we like to call them, right? Defensive front has to control things, but the linebackers, they do more than clean up. They help create big plays.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. They'll set up a throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And a nice gain of 21 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
This is going to sound a little strange, but that was a really nice effort because he broke a tackle and almost sprang free, but it still ended up with a loss of yardage. The defense won that battle.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. Looking to throw. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. These guys told us, these guys being the coaches, they wanted to really stretch the field, get the ball down deep. They were able to do that here.
And you know when you stretch the field, you often leave guys in one-on-one situations, and that allows your better athletes to go up and get the football. I love the preparation that they put into this. They made it a priority, and they got what they expected.
Now on 1st down, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Carolina getting set to take the field. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And incomplete to open things up. And the quarterback, he's got some big threats at wideout.
And they seem to get bigger all the time, don't they, Brandon? Every time I look out and watch a game, we're getting these bigger, more athletic, acrobatic receivers. We have some today.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. They only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. And a look at the defense now. And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run.
Here we go now.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And they got across the 50 last time but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
offense coming up, needing 2 yards on third down.
Green, 39.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on fourth down. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. Fourth down. Now they'll run it on the toss. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
All right, here we go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to face a third down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Time running out here on the play clock. And to give this time to the tailback. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. The offensive line and its ability to open holes in this defensive front, something they were confident they could create in this game. Got the job done there, picked up the first.
And something they wanted to do. Have we ever met offensive linemen that don't want to fire out and hit people? I mean, they love the running game. Guys want to do that, and when you emphasize it, practice it, and work on it, that gives you an opportunity during the game.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now this offense ready to take over again. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down, it caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down, and that's incomplete.
The goal of anyone running a curl route is to make sure you try and get defenders on your back and shield them away from the football. But sometimes even when you run a good route, the defense finds a way to knock it away.
So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Back now with Charles Davis, Brandon Gordon. It's on. to throw now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Pardon the into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
They'll drop to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
This is taken around the 12. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Panthers will get it here as they take possession. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. So the D-line's going to spread out. Now they'll run it on the toss. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, here we go. Boom, line it. Detroit! Detroit! Detroit, here we go. Detroit! Green, 39.
Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Call it a gain of 10, and they pick up the first.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
4 down.
They come out here in the eye. And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw two tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Here we go now.
Offense looks to punch it in here from the one, and he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. He'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. They go play action here on first down. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. A rookie QB struggling, gets thrown down to the ground there. But, you know, maybe this game, it's not over yet, but maybe this game can be a learning experience for him.
So many different things that he has to pick up on. When to go ahead and flush from the pocket and run. When to get rid of the football and not take the sack. When to just go ahead and go down early and make sure you don't fumble the football. So many things that he has to learn. This game starts the process.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. That one goes for 24 yards. Well, it's one thing to complete that pass on a nice sunny 70-degree day, but in these elements, that's a tough thing to do.
It is, and let's just put the whole thing together, not just throwing the ball. Trying to protect the quarterback now when you got the pass rushers coming at you and maybe things are a little slippery on the field. The guys trying to cover downfield, wanting to make sure they keep their footing as the guys make their cuts. Looking back and locating the ball, you name it, it's difficult all the way around. But the guy throwing it, he may have the toughest task. And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They had what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Man, just couldn't hang on to the slant. And now we're circling here around the 2-minute warning.
This is a setup play, trying to get one last one in before the clock warning.
Green, 39, gone!
Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. So a fumble on second down. They're able to maintain possession. Brings up third. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28. And in this weather, I know you weren't a quarterback. You were on the defensive side of things. But how hard is it to throw that football?
It can't be easy because you never know how the moisture is going to affect things. And each quarterback handles it differently. Some of them are a little bit better than others. Depends whether they wear a glove, not wear a glove. How cold is it? You know, all those things.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
And, partner, when you run the ball on 3rd and 2, you're telling the whole world you've got nothing but confidence in your offensive line and your runner, and you expect to get it. But they were stuffed on that play. Only got 1 yard. Great job by the defensive front, the linebackers. Everyone got involved to force a 4th down.
And with the snow here, maybe asking too much of the kicker to try a field goal. So instead, offense on the field, they'll go for it on 4th down. Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, he's got a little daylight. The 20. Touchdown. A great play there. 39 yards. And his guys are able to make this a close game again.
Yeah, you heard it, right?
Exhale.
You heard the exhale, and I'm taking that from their bench because finally, right before the half, they find a way to get the ball in the end zone and get some points on the board. Maybe they can use that to kickstart them for the second half.
Yeah, just to get something before going into the lockers. And now in the second half, they can just tighten.
That's what they want to do, tighten down everything they're doing, and it maybe explode at the right time.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And oh, he kicked it out of bounds. That's a big penalty.
And this is where the rest of the team turns and stares at the kicker and says, you have one job, execute it.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it's a 2nd down. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys...
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Wide open receiver complete. They get 25 yards out of that one. And it'll be a Carolina 1st. And let's not take for granted in these conditions. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the... Now hang on here, timeout called by the defense. So as they take it over, we step aside. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And that will do it for this 1st half. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup as we send you down to Orlando where we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Larry. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter. They built a good 1st half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on Here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. They'll get 19 yards there. And the Panthers are going to get a first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Shift together here from the D-line. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
Well, that's the desired outcome coming out here in the second half of being able to run the football and establish a little bit of pace and maybe even a bit of dominance at the line of scrimmage. They want that to continue.
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Going to give this time to the tailback. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
8 yards to go here on second down. Off the play fake, and nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up. Does the big boy have the juice? 20, 10, and he takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why. And
they love carrying the mantle for this team, don't they? You see the way that they move around out there? They want to lead this team deeper into the playoffs and hopefully onto the Super Bowl.
And that return for a touchdown certainly helps that cause. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now back out comes the offense. This one across the 35. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And the Panthers coming out now. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. They'll set up to throw. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. Give him 30 yards there. And we're back now in Charlotte. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And now a first down following that long gain. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he's got his man on the out route. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver trying to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
They'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. It's a gain of 21 that time. And that'll give him a first down. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Again, he'll drop to throw. That's caught at the 2. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, You can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They'll go with a keeper, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. It's their quarterback taking it in, and his guys are able to cut into that deficit.
Instead of having to play follow the leader there, the leader led.
I like that. And he likes that, doesn't he? First and goal, let me do the job. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he is all the way up past the 25.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
You got to feel a little bit for the defense there. They've done a terrific job all day long holding this guy in check. But that might have been the run to break things out for him, maybe turn things around. Now he's going to have some confidence, and maybe he'll get to his normal yardage.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. They had the lead in the fourth, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
They'll come out in the pistol. On play action, they'll throw. And that is incomplete here.
It appears that the pressure is affecting him today. Normally, he knows exactly when to get rid of the football, but today, because he's been hit a few times, he's getting rid of it a little bit too quickly. And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on third down.
5 defensive backs. And he comes back with one complete. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. He'll look to throw. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. They take over with great field position. They've got the big lead. Most would say they should kneel it, but the key word there is should. You never know here.
You never know. That's the exact play that should happen. But some people like stats. You know, some people like to put more things up on the board, but kneel down is usually the right play here.
We'll see what they do in this situation.
How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and say, should have caught that one. That was a drop, and we just put it on the offense. How about a little credit for the defense there? They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a tough spot defensively, but a good start there on first down.
That gave them a little extra confidence there, starting, as you said, in a tough spot and being able to make a play on first down.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on third down. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. Made his first. Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. They'll set up a throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him 9 on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on fourth down.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on fourth.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's fourth down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
And they'll go on the ground. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down. Well, partner, there's something.